Hi guys, you're welcome to another episode of Mailbox. We'll be addressing different mails from different people from all over the world. My name is Adeshion. Our first mail today is from Chibuzo from Nigeria. Chibuzo said, my daughter's hair was cut without our consent. My wife and I agreed to never cut our daughter's hair due to cultural trauma she experienced with her own tribal mark. During labor, we left our daughter with my mother-in-law. Hours later, she called me crying. Her grandma had cut the front of her hair. I was livid. My mail showed no remorse, even saying she had given her a tribal mark if she could. I want her out of my house, but my wife insists she needs help. Am I wrong for standing my ground? Chibuzo from Nigeria. So, Chibuzo, so from your story, clearly, it can be very funny when people, especially people, go out of their way to do stuff for people without your consent, So there are two things you're dealing with now. Don't forget that this person in question is not just anybody, it's your mother-in-law. So you have to be careful as to how you would address the issue. So to start with, it is not expected that anybody should do anything to anybody's son or daughter without their consent, which of course we know is very wrong. Now, I'm going to address it this way because the deed has already been done. It's the way forward that we should be looking at. The child hair is out already, and the woman is even saying if she had that way, she would have given your daughter tribal mark, which is to the extreme. That is for you to actually, first of all, your wife needs to speak to the mom. There are certain boundaries that you don't cross in people's life, whether it is marriage, whether it's relationship, whether it's work relationship or friendship. When you begin to, because you are older or you own a title or you feel you are close to the person, you begin to take laws into your own hand. I think it is not good enough. So it is expected that you speak to your wife, because if you want to address your mother-in-law, there might be a serious issue. So you speak to your wife first to talk to the mom, after which in your own too respectfully, you can actually address your mother-in-law to say you're not happy with what she has done, but moving on, there are certain things that even as parents, you would like to, first of all, have the buy-in before you have to be wise in having this conversation with your mother-in-law. You can't just come off and say, I want her out of my house, because hair issue will pass. Tribal mark issue will pass. There are other issues. Are you going to also tell your wife to pack out? Because it's the mom, and I'm sure the wife don't want you to deal with her mom or address her mom in some type of way. So you must deal this issue in wisdom. So speak to your wife, speak to your mother-in-law, and try not to be angry when you're having this conversation. After all, thank God that it's even something that can be corrected almost immediately, because for hair, I'm sure in another 3-6 months, the hair will begin to grow again. But what if it was tribal mark? That would have even been worse, because I have situation of people that actually have tribal mark, not trying to play down on people that culturally or traditionally they have tribal mark, but most people really don't like it because of the formation it gives to the face. Then because it's a permanent thing, they didn't really get your consent before they did it. Of course, culturally, especially in the south, in the western part of the world, the whole idea behind it was probably you are from a royal family, or like the Yoruba, when they say somebody is a princess, or they have an interpretation, whether it's tattoo, whether it's tribal mark. All those children, when they gave them, they didn't get their consent, they just did it. A lot of people grew up to be saying, you know what, I want to cover it up with makeup. Oh, I really don't like it. That is not to reduce whatever drama is around having tribal mark. However, for anything that you want to put on people, especially when it's a third party, you must actually get their consent before you do it. So Chibuzo, just take it easy. We know you are not happy about the situation with your wife and the mom and what the mom has done. However, she's your mother-in-law, so you have to deal it in all wisdom. And I pray God will help you. That will take us to our next mail. The next mail is from Charles. Charles is also from Nigeria. I have a lot of mails from Nigerians today. He says, I want to run for office, but my family thinks it's a joke. I want to run for political office to make a difference, but my family mocks my ambition and call it unrealistic. How can I prove them wrong and follow my dream without losing their support? There's no point proving anybody wrong. Charles, just be successful. That's the truth. Because whatever profession, it might not even be the politics, it might be picking up a job. Because truth be told, we know that a prophet is not as, people don't really take a prophet in his own home as a big deal, you know. Sometimes when they introduce you in a certain place and they introduce you in some sort of way, your kids or your family will be like, oh, really, this person does this. So I think you should just know that your family is your family. Whatever the way anybody take what you are doing, you just be successful. And let's now see if they'll be proud of you or not. Because the truth about the matter is, a lot of people really don't like to be part of a journey or the process. Especially when they know it's a rough road, you know, because of course people know the way politics is and politicians globally. So by the time you win an election and they're announcing you, I'm sure everybody will want to associate with you and say, oh, this person is my sibling, oh, this is my brother, oh, this is my friend. I'm sure each and every one of you have had one or two experiences of a family member going into politics or a family member picking up a job that you really didn't believe in. They say the best revenge is success, and I'm taking a cue from that. Just be successful as a politician. So you don't have to prove anybody wrong, you know, or on whether just follow your dream. If you are so sure of that thing that you want to do as a politician, I think you should just go for it. Do it to the best of your ability. You won't lose their support because they will always come around. And I pray God will also help you in Jesus' name. That will take us to our last mail from today. The last mail is from Kwame. Kwame is from Accra. Kwame says, my friend is addicted to social media and ignoring real life. My best friend is glued to social media all day and ignoring serious real life issues like job and health. I'm worried, but don't know how to help her without pushing her away. You can't really help anybody. She's an adult, you know. So once people pick up a lifestyle, things begin to tell. So if somebody is not taking her life serious and she's glued to something that is mundane or something that is really not the real-time thing, over time, she will need money. She will see the reason to. By the time the people you're always asking for money are beginning to give you attitude or you are not having your way around it, you begin to take your life serious. She said her job and her health. I mean, all these things are personal. You know, funny enough, you don't even have to be worried. She would come around. You see, as people grow, there's always a demand for certain things in every stage in life. So some at a stage, your parents will be pushing you to certain things. At another age, you are the one that will actually be demanding for those things because you see that there's need for it. So, of course, time will tell. So over time, you don't even need to be worried. You can't really help her. The only help you can do for her is to continue to pray for her. Always remember her in the place of prayer. And I'm sure if you do that, you begin to see changes. Right? You don't even need to push her. You don't even need to nag about it because social media is a lifestyle, you know. Over time, you will need resources to also maintain that lifestyle. She will buy data. She will get gadgets. She would want to look good because, of course, you won't just be a dormant person on social media. She would want to participate. She wants to look good. She wants to take pictures, you know. She wants to show off herself around. You need money to pretty much do all this. And so I'm sure she would, over time, see that she actually needs to get a job and start having a good lifestyle as far as health is concerned. Kwame, I hope I've been able to address your mail. That'll be all on today's episode of Mailbox. Till next time, my name is Adesho. God bless you.